There is a difficult concept to learn within this lesson, and that's talking about insulin and glucagon and how negative feedbacks work to keep your body stable, and that is talking about homeostasis. So what is homeostasis and how does it work? So it's keeping the body in balance. It is the body's ability to maintain a stable state despite changes. Now, how does this work with feedback loops? Negative feedback loops, they are regulatory mechanisms where a change in a variable triggers a response that opposes that change, aiming to restore the system back to a stable state. So it's trying to go back to homeostasis. Now, how does this work with blood glucose levels? So here is an example of negative feedback loops. Glucose levels in the blood need to be kept within a certain range for the body to maintain homeostasis. When blood glucose levels are too high or too low, hormones are released. Now let's talk about the two hormones and how they work. I'm going to show you a diagram to demonstrate this. So you can see here where insulin is and where glycogen is. Homeostasis is in the middle. With the flow chart of glycagon, your blood glucose levels fall below normal, and then glycagon is released from the pancreas through target cells into your bloodstream, and that allows your blood glucose levels to rise back to normal, back to homeostasis. Now, it is the opposite effect when insulin is involved. This is when your blood glucose levels rise above normal. Then insulin is released by the pancreas, target cells are absorbed from the blood, and that allows your blood glucose levels to fall back to normal where your body is in a homeostasis environment. You can see here that is in a figure 8 to show you the negative feedback loops of both and how they both bring back to homeostasis. Now let's recap in a summary. Here we have insulin. First, you eat food and that increases your blood glucose levels. There is then a change in the system. That increased blood glucose level causes insulin to be released by the pancreas, which causes another change. Thirdly, to bring it back into homeostasis, insulin lowers the blood glucose levels. The second change that brings the system back to its starting position. Now let's cap and revise glycagon. The blood glucose levels drop below normal, a change in the system. Second, the decreased blood glucose levels cause glucagon to be released. This is when another change happens, which is caused by the first. Lastly, to bring it back into homeostasis, glycagon increases the blood glucose levels. The second change that brings the system back to its starting position. I hope this has helped you in summarizing what negative feedback loops are, as showing you an example of insulin and glycagon. Thank you for listening.